backstory video. I'm trying to figure out when the best day, I mean, not really best time, but best day would be now. I think Sundays is just a little hard because of everything. Church, Sunday school, Sunday morning choir, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening service. It just gets a lot to try to cram in on Sundays. But I'm thinking on my day off I should be able to make it usually no matter what. I mean, maybe rare occasion you have to do it another day, but we're gonna try Fridays, either Friday mornings, Friday afternoons. That might work. I don't know. We're just gonna try it out and see. But as you can see from the title today, we are going to be doing He Leadeth Me with the backstory. And funny thing is, I had this hymn picked out on Sunday. I planned to go live on Sunday, but just things happened. And then my next offertory, which I picked this morning, is He Leadeth Me. Completely forgetting that I was going to do He Leadeth Me as a backstory video. But it all works. I'm not playing offertory this Sunday, but it will be the following Sunday. So now we'll know the backstory to it. So all of my information for all legal purposes is going to be from Then Sings My Soul by Robert J. Morgan, published by Thomas Nelson. Not my own. I just summarized all of the articles. And yeah. So this hymn was actually published in the 1860s, right around 1862, 1863, which, if you remember your history correctly, that was when the American Civil War was happening. And fun fact, that's my favorite time period just because of my favorite book series. It's set before, during, and after the Civil War. The L.C. Dinsmore series, the original one. Original one by Martha Finley. Highly recommend that. It's really good. I love it. I also love all the outfits that they wear, all the clothes, dresses. Like, if I could wear that, I would. But I digress. So He Leadeth Me was written and published 1862, 1863. The words were written by Joseph H. Gilmore, and the music was written by William B. Bradbury, which he has written the music to several other hymns, which I cannot think of at the moment. Jesus Loves Me, just flipping through here. That gives you another one. Yeah, he writes simple music, easily learned, easily remembered, which you need with music, especially if you're going to sing as a congregation. You need memorable music. This hymn was actually written while Joseph H. Gilmore was actually preaching. And it does give a snippet of an account, of a letter, what have you, of Dr. Gilmore, his version of the story, and Robert Morgan. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. Robert Morgan did have that all in here, but I'm just going to summarize that. He had Joseph Gilmore had recently graduated from, I believe, seminary, and he would fill in a couple of times at the First Baptist Church in Philadelphia. If I can talk, that would be great today. Now this was on a Wednesday or midweek. We have our midweek service on Wednesdays. That's what I'm used to. I know some have it on Tuesday, some on Thursday. So I'll just say it was a midweek service on March 26th, 1862. That might have been a Wednesday. We'll see. I can look it up afterwards. He, like I said, he was giving a sermon on the 23rd Psalm, but which he had given this same sermon a few times before. You know, preachers usually reuse sermons, Not all the time, but a couple times a year at least you hear the same message. And that's all right. You get something new out of it each time. But this time, Dr. Gilmore couldn't get any further than the words, "He leadeth me." He leadeth me beside the still waters. That verse, I believe, verse 3? Maybe? I know I cannot remember at the moment. But anyway, he couldn't get past the words, "He leadeth me." He says that those words took hold of me as they had never done before, and I saw in them a significance of which I had never dreamed. Now, like I said before, it was during the Civil War. 1862, 1863 was probably the worst few months of the entire war. And he says that he may have subconsciously realized that it was God's leadership that one led him to write this hymn, but also, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to read what he says. Let's see. It may subconsciously, talking about being the darkest time of the war, may have subconsciously have led me to realize that God's leadership is the one significant fact in human experience, that it makes no difference how we are led or whether we are led, whither or where we are led, so long as we are sure God is leading us. Now, Deacon Watson, who attended First Baptist in Philadelphia, he met him in the I don't know, guess you would call it the foyer or meeting room afterwards. And he was also impressed with that one thought, "He leadeth me," which Dr. Gilmore had preached on. And right then and there, as Deacon Watson was talking to him about it, Dr. Gilmore had pulled out a piece of paper and penciled in the lyrics in the chorus to this hymn. Let's see. He said he was able to talk and write at the same time. And honestly, he just passed it on to his wife. Thought nothing of it after that. I guess not going anywhere. I mean, she's going to keep it in her Bible, keep it in her book, wherever. It's not going to go anywhere. We're still singing it today. Let's see. She was so impressed by it, his wife, that she sent it to the Watchman and Reflector, which was a paper company in Boston, and it was first printed in that paper. Let's see. And honestly, it wasn't until 2 or 3 years later that he says that he realized that it was published and that it was set to music by William Bradbury. Let's see. He says, "I went to Rochester to preach as a candidate before the Second Baptist Church. Going into their chapel, I picked up a hymnal to see what they were singing and opened it at my own hymn, 'He Leadeth Me.' Now that's pretty cool. He didn't even know that his wife had sent it in or that it was set to music until 2-3 years later. I mean, that's pretty neat right there. But yeah, so now we know the backstory to it. We're going to try playing it. And yes, I was kind of looking through the lyrics after I read that. I don't see any allusions to the Civil War or anything. I mean, maybe in a phrase in the fourth verse, the victory's won. But I mean, the Lord talks about the victor's crown, and the fourth verse is talking about going to heaven and earning that crown. So take it as you will. we go. Now we know the backstory. Beautiful hymn. One of my favorites. But I love it. So if you have any hymn suggestions that I haven't done, because I've done a few repeats, but if you have one you would like me to do the backstory of, let me know down in the comments. And I will do my best to get to it. Find it if I have to. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.